Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Hope you are all doing well. Please do smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. He's been up to his old tricks again, hasn't he? Old Chrissy Wilder. Do not fall for it again, Leeds United, because we allowed ourselves to get trapped by the man last time. I can't lie to you. And he called us Muppets from Leeds, and we were like, "Rrr." Reminds me, Chris Wilder reminds me of like a throwback, you know, back to the like 90s Ferguson, not even then, like 2000s, like with the likes of Ferguson and Benitez or Mourinho and Wenger and Ferguson and Wenger and all this sort of stuff. Like, he's just throwing shots. He wants to stoke the fire. He wants to create the rivalry. Trust me when I say the comments that he's made aren't even needed either, are they really? We live rent-free in the guy's head, 100%. Do you know the thing is, he's a top manager as well. And, you know, he's just a knob in there. But I actually rate it. I can't lie to you, but it's like, don't allow yourself to get pulled in, Leeds United. I don't think Daniel Farke will. Not that Bielsa did, but us as fans, like, we were so much. That season was quite intense, actually, when you think about it, the to and fro. Obviously, we went to Bramall Lane, beat them. They came to Ellen Road. We all remember Chris Basham sliding in the rain and him scoring that goal and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, mad times. Listen, we've had an update on Ljubičić as well. I'll get your opinion on it and we'll discuss it. But I feel, again, you know, as Wilder took aim at Leeds United and called it Mickey Mouse stuff, I think we could maybe look at the Ljubičić stuff as also a little bit Mickey Mouse, as Chris Wilder said. Because Leeds United now putting it out in the press that they're moving on might also mean Cologne might come back to the table, if you see what I'm saying, because they've got a player there now unhappy, yeah? They've got a player there now unhappy who want to move to Leeds United, which is like what Chris Wilder said happened with Jadon Bogle. Ultimately, Leeds told him of their interest and lowballed him, which then he's got an unhappy player, and that's what will be going on at Cologne. So, listen, it might be deemed as sorry, I've just been on a cleaning mish today and my hands are dry as, you know, and you've just been cleaning and, yeah. So, yeah, man, it's I don't think the Ljubičić deal is dead yet. I think the fact that we've waited so long for the man, that surely we're not just going to walk away now at the 11th hour. For me, it almost means it's another tactic, as if to say, you know, we're walking away now, and then we'll have to see what the next move is. I'm not convinced. It's not official, like that Leeds United, obviously, it's been reported in Build, but it's also been reported in Build over the last few days that he definitely wants to move. Then all of a sudden, when he's pushing for a move and he's refusing to play, Leeds United are going, oh, well, we're not interested anymore. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a tactic for me, and it wouldn't surprise me if Ljubičić still rocks up at Ellen Road. We've had an update on Roland Sallai as well, so we'll get there as well. Big up to everyone who joined us last night on the fan preview as well. Gets a lot of love. People really, really enjoy the format. Big up to everyone that came and participated and got involved. Really enjoyed doing the show. What we're going to do, I think, from next week is like have a time limit on it and stuff, and make sure, yeah, that everybody gets an opportunity. Because, like I say, there was a guy last night, Frank, he was called, sat waiting for time, and then when his time came, he dropped out, and I was like, oh man, I felt bad because he'd been waiting that long. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's best if we time. Plus, it was like 2 hours long, more than 2 hours, so we need to obviously, you know, rein that in a little bit. So yeah. Otherwise, you know, we'll never sleep. But let's check the temperature in the chat. Obviously, we've got a massive game tonight as well. I'll be back live at 7 o'clock for that. I've changed my shirt. And the reason I've changed my shirt for tonight's game is, someone said it in my comments before, call me superstitious, but the 3 games I've wore it for, we've not won. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to mix it up tonight and go with this other. I do really like this shirt as well, to be fair, but I thought I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to come away from the yellow and see what happens. I think we might be wearing that new kit. I quite like that new kit. I don't know if it's got a lot of love, but I quite like it. HLC Graphics says, big up Joe, loved the show last night. Thank you. Leeds Alfie said, Leeds better win today. Hopefully today is the day. Would love Tyler Morton on loan with obligation to buy if promoted. Yeah, I think he might be too pricey for us, Mike. Like, the funny thing is, Jack Clark's gone for 15, right? Johnny Rose, we don't know what that fee is yet. But people were talking 20, 25 million as though Leeds were going to pay that, and we won't even pay fucking 15. So, yeah. Hey ho, it is what it is. Mickey Mouse stuff. Wilder should just shut up. I really dislike him. I don't mind him, you know. I don't mind him. Genuinely, I don't mind him. I think if you met him in person, I think he'd be all right. But obviously, he knows what he's doing, man. Like, fool me once, shame on me. No, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? He did this before. We've danced this dance before. We've seen this movie before. Called us Muppets, Stoked the Fire. And, you know, it didn't end well for us. It didn't end well for us. You know, he even, like, mentioned Bamford and stuff, didn't he? And you could argue as well, folks, if we're being honest, it didn't work last year for us either. Because when Rutter was calling us the best team in the league, and that which at the time we were, but ultimately we're the team still in this division. So it might be wise, listen, fans are fans, you can do whatever you please, but it might be wise from the club perspective to not say anything. Stay one-track mind, focused. Ignore the outside. Ignore the outside. He's speaking on Leeds. Why? Why is he speaking on Leeds? Because we're the big dogs. We're the big dogs. And he wants to stoke up that rivalry. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. That would be my thing, you know? If I'm Daniel... And to be honest, I can't see Daniel Farker getting involved in it, to be honest. I can't see him. But we'll go through his comments and we can get your opinion on it as well. Wilder is such an embarrassing manager. Leeds living in Wilder's head rent-free. He's insanely jealous of us. There you go. Crazy amount of time online, John. I would be cockeyed. No, I've not been on today. It's actually been a quiet day. I can't wait for September, though, because September's just going to go back to, like, just games and previews. I mean, we'll still be busy, but not as much as. Do you know what I mean? Hope we smash Sheffield United. Yeah, we've got the small matter of Chef Wednesday first. We've got the small matter of Chef Wednesday first, which won't be an easy game. I don't know if you've seen this graphic as well, folks. I'll just quickly share it for you. This, whatever companies this is, they call themselves betexperts_.com. Probably charge people, I don't know, they might charge people a subscription fee and stuff. And this is sort of the content that you get from bet tips at betexperts.com. Sheffield Wednesday versus Sheffield United. Look at the badge. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds. Sorry, look at the badge they've used. Imagine being a Wednesday fan. And that's by Pyro the Tipster. Right, oh mate, you don't even know the badges. Crack on, Pyro. Honestly, funny, man. Funny. Don't give him your money. It's all tactics to get the players' head to turn and get a lower fee. Yeah, of course. So he calls it Mickey Mouse stuff, right? He's a proper club, a proper man. Proper footballing man. We don't do this stuff. Hey up, Joe. Looking forward to 3 points. As am I. I think tonight we'll get it. You know? Definitely. EFL Cup third round tie will be split across 2 weeks next season due to clashes with expanded European competitions. Won't be long before they've been off the Carabao Cup as well, so these big clubs can compete in Europe, man, I'm telling you. Fucking pisses me off, this shit. We've already got rid of replays and stuff. This has just been announced here, look. Draw conditions will be implemented for the Carabao Cup third round draw due to the scheduling of European competition fixtures over 2 exclusive midweeks in September. So now they'll be over 2 weeks because it interrupts with the Europa League and Champions League. It's not our problem, is it? Do you know what I mean? We're always doing shit like this, and it doesn't help. I mean, maybe... Is it a good thing, is it a bad thing? All I know is we keep having to change the English game for stuff that outside of England, if that makes sense, to apparently benefit the big clubs. Yet these big clubs that can't do replays in the early rounds of the FA Cup spend time in Asia and America on pre-season tours. Make it make sense. So like Newcastle, for example, the season finished and then within a week they were in, I don't know if they were in Saudi or Asia, I can't remember, but they were all, you know, jet setting around the world. Yet we have to change competitions. There you go. Weston McKennie has signed a new contract with Juve. surprised. I thought he was coming to the Prem, weren't he? I thought he was coming to the Prem and Aston Villa. I'd have loved to see that just for the hate-alongs. What's the reason for bringing in so much money but not making replacements for those lost players? We will do. We will do, Big Boy Gorge or George? Big Boy Gorge. George. Big Boy Gorge. Do you remember that darts player? Gorgeous George. Do you remember him? With all the jewellery and that. I mean, they all had jewellery, didn't they? But we will. Listen, I'm confident we'll get the players in now. The fact that we brought in Ramazani's relaxed me. I've been much more chill over the last 24 to 48 hours than I had prior to that. Looking forward to the game tonight. If we get a win, and then as I say, we've got 7 days from the window shutting after tonight. It could be the insane 7 days. We could bookend it, with a win tonight, a win at home against Hull before the international break. So you could be looking at 6 points and 3-4 players in the door. And this season will have a totally different feel when we come back off the international break to take on Burnley. Maybe the international break actually comes at a perfect time for Leeds United. If we can get these 2 wins. If we don't, then obviously it's different. But a win tonight, some players in the door. Transfer window shuts next Friday. So 7 days from today. Then we play Hull at home. New players on the pitch. Maybe some of them will be starting Ramazani. Maybe some others if they're brought in early doors. A new number 8, for example. Maybe Ljubičić. And we get 6 points, players in the door. Then we have a break for 10 days. Come back. Right, let's go. Let's attack this league now. So this is where my head's at the minute. Lose tonight, and then it'll be different. But hey-ho, it is what it is. Wilder's whingy and paranoid. There we go. Like it or not, Wilder is the best manager in the Championship this season. He's definitely not. He's definitely not. In what world? Wilder's star is dimming and has been dimming for a very long time. Chris Wilder's not been good since he got Sheffield United promoted into the Premier League previously. He only just came back into the job when Hecky got the chop last season. Let's see how he gets on this season. They've got a win and a draw. He's not by any stretch of the imagination is the best manager in this division. And I don't think Sheffield United... Well, maybe some would. But if we're being honest and take a step back, if we look at the actual stats, Farke's probably one of, but I'm not saying he is. But if we look at stats and stats alone, Farke's probably one of. But for me, I'd probably say Matt Robbins is up there. I'd probably say coach-wise, Danny Rowe's up there. Who else have we got? I mean, listen, I don't like him, but I like the person. I don't rate him as a manager, but you can't come away from Scott Parker's record in this division as well. Chris Wilder's no way. Like it or not, giving it as though it's a factual statement is massively incorrect. Yeah, definitely not. Big up Smash for smashing the light. Big up Casper's Ashes for last night's show. Up the Blades. Love you though, Joe. Been watching a lot of your stuff. Thank you very much, mate. Listen, I know what his game is. Like, this isn't me swiping at the Blades or all like that. I see through it, man. He's just trying to create that shit. We'll get into it. Paul. I've sent you a WhatsApp anyway, bro. Let me know if you're around tonight after the game. Try shirt inside out. It worked for me versus Norwich. Thank you very much for the love. They told us 7 million for Ljubicic. Well, we got quoted that for Bogle, didn't we? And we got him for 5 rising up. So we'll wait and see. I think they're playing the game. Let's have a look. Keep smashing the like. What's the shirt? I can't remember what year this shirt this is. This is the first season in the Premier League, folks. Yeah, Helder Costa and that. I think so. I think it is. UK is part of Europe. I didn't say it wasn't. What are you on about? Clark finished his move to Ipswich. Has it gone through? Bobby George showed his nipple one event. Funny as. Yeah, my fave shirt, that, Joe. Big up Super Joe. Will Ramazani be playing now, mate? Hi, Joe. Thoughts on Jack Clark joining us 50 million? Yeah, of course he can step up. Yeah, that's the next move for him, right? He's better than Farke. No, he's not, bro. Stats tell you different. But, yeah, if you want to use that. Foxes, Tractor Boys or Saints? The Tractor Boys, Saints will be down. Yes, mods are in the chat, bro. We'll get into what Wilder's said. Definitely get into what Wilder's said in just a minute. He's up there for sure. Can't deny him of that. No, he's definitely up there. Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Come on, everybody. Says War Piglet, Bamford hat-trick shirt. Yes, against Aston Villa. So that had been our first season then in the Premier League, wouldn't it? Because I remember Helder Costa being in it as well. Yeah, I actually think Ipswich sounded like Bielsa then. Ipswich. Yeah, I think they can stay up, mate. I'm actually backing them to stay up. Who? Maybe Everton are finding a drop. Maybe. But I think people are just getting a little bit too giddy with Everton because they got beat 3-0 by Brighton. I still think over the course of the season, Sean Dyche defensively, I think they'll be all right. Chris Wilder, win percentage 42%, Farke 44. There you go. If we're going off stats, then we'll go, right, let's have a look what he's actually had to say, right? I don't know why he needs to take shots, but this is it, right? So he's called it Mickey Mouse stuff. Sheffield United boss Chris Wilder takes aim at Leeds United low ball approach to Jadon Bogle deal, all right? I think he was asked a question in response to, initially, his response to Raksaki and them having to give him game time, etc. And he's come out and said it's BS. It's BS. That's not why they got him. But he said, look, Chris Wilder insists his Sheffield United side don't partake in Mickey Mouse stuff when it comes to transfer business, pointing to Leeds United's low ball pursuit of Jadon Bogle as a tactic which affected the player's mindset. Well, he wanted to come to Leeds United. Leeds plucked Bogle from the Championship promotion rivals just over a month ago, having agreed a $5 million fee with Sheffield United. Ellen Road Chiefs are thought to have seen two bids, both worth in the region of $4 million knockback, but eventually got their man for what they believe is a good price, yeah? With Bogle entering the final 12 months of his Blades contract and unwilling to sign a new one, the South Yorkshire side were left with a predicament. Either cashing in for a reduced price now or possibly losing the 23-year-old for free in a year's time. Now, just to stop it there for a sec, think about Ljubicic. If people say this is like official announcement, we're done, think about Ljubicic. It's exactly the same situation as Bogle. Last year, they'll be having the same conversations at FC Cologne saying, what do we do here? Because we're going to lose him for free. He's unhappy. Leeds United want him. They're willing to pay for him. What we're going to do? I see a lot of similarities with the situation, to be fair. It says Sheffield United stressed that they'd received a significant undisclosed fee for the player, but Wilder was seemingly not happy with the way Leeds approached the negotiations. There's genuine stuff and then Mickey Mouse stuff that happens, he told the Sheffield Star. We don't play those games. We're straight. If we make a bid for somebody, we go through the front door and deal with it that way. The job is hard enough to play mind games, but for some characters, it does get into them. Okay? So he says, I think you can look at Jadon as a prime example. So straight away brought it to Leeds. As soon as the interest was there, they lowballed us straight away and he was gone. I have to deal with it and his teammates have to deal with it as well. You don't really talk about that. You talk about someone who doesn't want to be here. Then you have to go through the dance to get the best price. But certainly I'd say with the situation that if the club had upped their offer, I've got an unhappy player that I'm going to have to deal with. So let's say, for example, if Leeds United had walked away from the deal, then he's got an unhappy player to deal with. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when the window shuts, they get on with being a professional footballer. For me, they should be professional footballer right away through. And if it happens, it happens. And being and be as good in their profession as they can be. It's not our fault that maybe in Chris Wilder's opinion that Jadon Bogle potentially wasn't being professional or wasn't maybe putting it in training. That's on Jadon, not on Leeds United. Because I'll give you an example of Gio Rutter. Gio Rutter's the perfect example. Gio Rutter was exemplary. Listen, and I don't know what's actually gone on here, but basically what Chris Wilder's saying here, if they didn't up their offer, I've got an unhappy player, all right? And I have to deal with that footballer who might not be being professional, you know? And he said, for me, they should be professional right until it happens, you know? But if we look at Rutter still made himself available. Rutter didn't kick and scream. So if anything, that's on Jadon. And Jadon's a Leeds United player, right? You can't tell me that Sheffield United, in every single transfer situation, have done things right. Is that what we're saying? That they're never at fault in any... And I wouldn't even say it's fault. Leeds United wanted the best deal for the player and they feel they got that, right? They feel they got that. I remember his interview afterwards. The fact he didn't say any of this. So why now? Stoking the fire, creating it, telling you. Leeds have submitted what we considered low-end offers for a number of their summer targets, but would argue this is normal in the aspect of negotiations, with the buying club obviously keen to get the man for the lowest possible price. Bogle is currently the only option for whom they returned. He says, with a 3.3 million bid for Ljubičić not yet built upon, and an initial 7 million valuation of Johnny Rowe not progressing. Now, let's say for argument's sake, had Marseille not entered the race, we might have been able to get Rowe at a lower price potentially. Maybe that's what they were trying with Jack Clark. We don't know, do we? Key to the aforementioned names, including Bogle, is the target being in the final year of their respective contracts. That's clearly a tactic that Leeds United have deployed this summer. You look at Bogle, you look at Ljubičić, you look at Johnny Rowe. It's a difficult scenario for the selling club to be in because they have to make that decision, right? Do we let him go for no, or do we sell? It says it is commonplace for players in such a situation to leave for lower than their usual market value, given the risk of selling clubs keeping said player before losing them for free in the future. There you go. I just want to press on what he was originally asked about in terms of, I wonder if they'll quote us in here. Let me just
Palmer, or
there we go. I just want to see what he said in terms of Raksaki. Just mentions players are complex characters. Julian, you have to handle, adapt, right? Well, let's have a look. Bogle. Yeah, he called us Mickey Mouse there. That's the actual interview. That's it. Right, okay. Because he was talking, I know he's quoted on the Raksaki stuff as well, obviously mentioning how Legion, the stuff about him being guaranteed game times, BS. Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see if he plays this weekend, if he's in there, and how much game time he gets. Now, major transfer blow. Now, everything we've just seen there when we talk about Jadon Bogle, you could attribute to Dejan Ljubicic, because obviously we're in a similar sort of scenario, right? It obviously didn't get that far. With Bogle because the season hadn't started yet, but now the season started and Ljubičić, for example, is not making himself available for their last game, right? Now Leeds United, according to Bild, are saying, oh, well, we're going to walk away from the deal, right? So, again, I wouldn't say it's off. Me, personally, I just think it's a bit of tacticos, it's a bit of tactics. Here we go then. So speculation went quiet for some time, obviously. Remember when we originally bid for Ljubičić, the first bid, that was when we were in Germany. That was €4 million, around about 3.3 million. That was when we were in Germany on our pre-season tour, right at the start. That's over a month. Well, it's longer than a month ago, 6 weeks maybe. So if Ljubičić is their man, they're definitely playing the long game. And this is where I, as a fan and a massive critic of the 49ers, will have to fall on my sword if at the end of the window they get Ljubičić. If they get Ljubičić at a cut-down price and he's quality, then I'll go, do you know what? They played a blinder. And that's something that I'll have to get used to as a fan. In future windows, this is how they play it, and I have to have the faith, right? That's where I have to see it. But they have to then make sure they are successful in their pursuit of players. The Ramazani stuff, for example, that was originally out in the press, probably was happening before then, but it first hit our ears on the Inside Ellen Road podcast on the 2nd of August. He was signed yesterday, 20 days later. Anyway, listen, on that, I don't care when it's not my team. Call it, it's like when people say, oh, if that was a penalty for Leeds, or the other way around, if that was against Leeds, you'd be fuming. Well, yeah, because it's Leeds. Do you know what I mean? There's no such thing as this. I don't even know what this means, like, genuinely. I don't even know what that means. What's a smokescreen signing? What is that? What's a smokescreen? I don't even know. Like, I know what a smokescreen is, but I don't think... I mean, maybe I'm naive, but you don't bid for players. What if they accept it? Oh, no, don't accept it. We did it as a smokescreen. I don't even know what that means, me. When it comes to transfer dealings, anyway. Speculation went quiet for some time, but resurfaced this week with 3 reports in as many days suggesting Ljubičić was desperate for a move. So think about the chain of events, right? We put in a bid, nothing. As the window's nearing the closure, the the player's then like, listen, I don't want to make myself available. Then we see a number of reports saying he's desperate for a move. That could easily be engineered by the player, his agent, Leeds United, that club, whatever it is, yeah? He said, having entered the final year of his contract at recently relegated Cologne, German outlet Bild has claimed on multiple occasions that a 26-year-old was keen on swapping Cologne for Leeds, although there was no mention of a fresh offer. Goes on to say, but now they claim a move for Ljubičić has fallen through, with Leeds opting against the financial risk of signing the midfielder. I mean, come on. There should be no financial risk. There should be no financial risk for me. Because, I mean, you're getting him for next to nothing. You're getting him for next to nothing, right? There is no suggestion how much Cologne were demanding for their man, but recruitment chiefs inside Ellen Road now look set to move on to other targets. The price that's been quoted, I think we're going to be fine. The price that's been quoted, I think we're going to be fine. Cologne chiefs are said to be far from happy with Ljubicić's agents for trying to force through a move and seemingly relaying their player's stance to German media over the past few days. Yeah, no financial risk. It's about his personality. I'm not too sure on that LUFC Sweden. I don't think we'd have gone with that. But with Leeds seemingly moving on, the midfielder looks set to stay in Germany in the second tier. We'll have to wait and see. Ljubicić was not involved in the side's victory over Sandhausen last weekend, with the official reason being knee problems despite his presence in training all week. The Austrian has since returned to full training this week and is fit with his quality needed as Gerhard Struber searches for his first league win of the season. As we know, much like Johnny Rowe before him, much like Jadon Bogle, is in the final 12 months of his contract at Cologne and doesn't yet look like extending his stay, leaving the German side with a choice to make. Okay, they now look set to keep him, but could risk either losing him. Why? Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, I know what's gone on in the past, but do you think Leeds United have checked Wiki and? So you're saying you're quoting it as factual that it's actually his personality? I don't believe that's the case, mate. I think Dejan Ljubičić will end up at Leeds United. I think he'll end up at Leeds United. It's just games that are being played right now. Yeah. Here we go. Reports last summer claimed Cologne rejected approaches from Wolfsburg, with Sky Germany reporting at the time Ljubičić was valued between 8 and 10 million euros. The matter was somewhat complicated by Cologne being placed under a transfer embargo, with the German second-tier club unable to bring any prospective replacements in and instead having to solve problems within the current group. Okay, Leeds have 1 week to conclude any transfer business and remain keen on signing a first-team central midfielder, with Farke currently switching between Gruev and Rothwell. Clearly, they are the ones that he wants putting on the bench. Sweden, I'm not saying what happened to him isn't true, but that isn't why Leeds United are signing him. You're taking things off Wiki. And to be honest, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I believe I think he threw some beer at a religious building, I think, when drunk, potentially. I did get told something along those lines, which you shouldn't be doing. Of course, you should never do. And I'm assuming he's right, okay, so it was a mosque, sorry. He threw a bottle at a mosque, he was drunk and threw a bottle. He didn't know it was a mosque, yeah. Listen, shouldn't be doing that, right? Even if you didn't know or whatever. Shouldn't be throwing beer, shouldn't be in the streets, da-da-da-da. But you can't tell me Leeds United have got that far with this signing and then just discovered that because they checked his wiki and went, yeah, we'll pull out now after 6 weeks. I don't think that's why, mate. There we go. Recruitment chiefs are also working to sign a second attacker following Largi Ramazani's 10 million arrival and cover at fullback. All roads lead to 4 players, don't they? Ramazani, another attacker, a number 8, and a cover at fullback, which will probably be in the shape of a loan, which I'm totally fine with. So yeah, Ljubicić, I personally feel this is just tactics. This is the next tactic, right? The players refuse to play. Okay, we're still not getting any further with this. Right, let's say we're moving on. Do you know what I mean? And that then could that then could kick people into place. Yeah, Misha, this is the guy from PSG that we were linked with on loan last summer, I believe, right? I think. Is he free now? He's available. I'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Let's not. I don't know if we're getting into an argument in the chat or what's right or wrong. Listen, he shouldn't have thrown a bottle at any religious building. He was probably young, stupid, dumb. People make mistakes. I don't think that's a reason not to sign him personally. I don't think that's a reason not to sign him. There's been a lot worse things done. Unless, of course, he was like, yeah, I did know it was a mosque, and yeah, I did, because I'm, this. And then you'd be like, what? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. He was going to sign one, so I guess it was coming to that time. For sure. Max Aarons, don't believe any of that. That came from Slow Sports Speak. Why would Leeds United go for Max Aarons now? Why? Why would we do that? It makes no sense. We signed Jayden Bogle. Why are we going for Max Aarons? It's a crazy link. Why would we pay Max Aarons for... He's a backup. So what are we doing? Like, I seen that this morning and went, what? That's bullshit. And a waste of paper and typing and internet use and everything. Like, some of the stuff they come out with is BS. But Max Aarons, why? Explain to me why. Why we would do that, Makes no sense. Right, let's talk about Roland Sallai up next, because there's a lot of stories now everywhere, Hungary, England, etc., saying that this could happen, right? Freiburg preparing for Roland Sallai exit after unexpected turn amid Leeds United transfer interest, So it says Leeds United have been linked with the shock move for Sallai this week, and reports from his native Hungary suggest they are currently leading the race as Freiburg prepare to sell. He was revealed as a possible target via Graham Smith's article, with a previously unattainable target now becoming a tangible possibility late in the window. The 26-year-old is in the final 12 months of his contract again, with Freiburg, so he could be moved on, although he will be not short of offers as an experienced international. I did see a few things online, like people saying, look, if you can get him, it'd be amazing, but it would be very hard to convince him, because, yes, Leeds United are being the most persistent with it, but he'll have many top-flight offers available to him, so it'll be a difficult one to get done. He featured for Hungary at Euro 2024, and as been reported here, such a move dropping into the Championship is seen as unexpected turn, but Ellen Road recruitment chief will hope to sell the project of returning to top flight in the Premier League after helping win promotion for Daniel Farke's side. And I think as well, what you can do is convince these players on the back of last season. And yes, we didn't get promoted, but if you look at Rutte, if you look at Kamara, if you look at Somerville, if you look at all these names that have left and say, well, he's playing there, they're playing there. So, you give us a year, you get promoted. If you don't get promoted, then, you probably can move on, having seen your stock rise because you've been playing in the Championship for Leeds United. One to think about. Although I do think it will be a very, very difficult deal to get done, and one that would be a real shot in the arm for Leeds United if we were to bring a player in of this quality. Madness report also relays claims from Sky Sports' Florian Pletterberg, who revealed on Thursday that Freiburg were eyeing a possible replacement for Sallai, and that's Hertha Berlin's Fabian Rees. So they're looking at him as a potential replacement. Just say Sallai's contract situation will leave Freiburg with a decision to make. He and left-back Barry Yilmaz are the only two players in their final year of respective deals, and there is a risk of them leaving for free next summer if a sale is not sanctioned over the next week. So again, it's one to watch, right? If no one comes a knocking, then Leeds United will be ready to move, because look, he's in the final year of his deal, so let's do a cut price. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. So yeah. Official and confirmed as expected, Queen's Park Rangers announced Nicholas Madsen's deal, 5 years this Friday. That is a player from Westerlo who my man Lockie had a go at, had a look at in the transfer in the scouting report. Sorry, I do apologise. A bit tired today. Bit tired. Please do smash a like on the video as well, folks. We've got 170 currently. That's nowhere near enough based on the 700 people that are here. I've got a big question for you. Are you triple captaining Erling Haaland in your fantasy Premier League? What's the thoughts? Big up Boss Nass, looking forward to the match, man. Yeah, same, bro, same. If you play fantasy FPL, are you triple captaining him? Tempted, Jack. I'm so tempted. I don't know what to do about it. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts and there is a chance that they will get a double game week if they reach the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, semi-final of the FA Cup. You'd imagine City to get there, right? So they will have a double game week at some point. There ain't going to be nowhere near as many this season due to the way the schedule's worked out. But, yeah, Jack, I'm thinking it could be the perfect time. Waiting for a double game week, I know, yeah. Imagine if you did, yeah? Imagine, that's what I mean, and you've ballsed it, haven't you? Yeah, John, it's such a difficult decision. Big up Moshin Ramazan for the super sticker. Big up to you, my man. Legend, thank you very much for that. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Of course, there's going to be a watch-along tonight, followed by your instant match reaction. Then you'll have my post-match thoughts, which Ashley Cole has been appointed assistant coach to Lee Carsley. Les Scott will also join the staff, alongside Tim Dittemer. England also confirmed Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has left his role as coach. There you go. Yeah, so tonight we've got the watch along at 7, which I tell you what I'm going to do now, actually, while I'm on. I'm going to just quickly put a redirect on for that. So what I want you to do is go on over and smash a like on it for me to get the like smash before we even start. So yeah, we've got a watch along at 7. Followed by that, we've got your instant match reaction. You'll have your post-match thoughts in the morning, like a little single 10-minute one that I've started to do, just based on my thoughts in a little bite-sized chunk. Final word on the evening, and then Super Sunday on Sunday. We've got some Premier League games to watch then. And then it'll be all guns blazing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Transfer window shuts, game Saturday, bang, into August. And then we can all sleep. But yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, man, big up. So yeah, keep it locked on the Just Joe Football Show. As I say, when this ends now, you're going to go straight on over to the watch along. Just slap me a like on it, and then I'll hopefully see you all at 7 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and yeah, we're getting to the evening, and obviously it's game time. 3 hours now, yeah, and we'll be there. All right, peace out, folks. Leeds, come on, 2-0.